What time is it?
It is just after 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, see? So the good morning
beautiful
was not
time
just
for me.
Just randomly saying good morning. It was contextual because Carly's back. Hi, Carly.
Hi. I'm back.
And Koala Sai is here.
Woo!
Too.
So happy to be here.
Where are you joining us today?
Well, Cards of Time Season 2 are here. And I'm so excited. I did see Leigh-A showing off some of her Cards of Time Season 1 just before. So, yay. They are done.
She's just showing the back. She's teasing.
She was just showing the back. I showed the front. They are done, dusted. Season 2. So Season 1 cards, I had 30 cards in the set. Season 2, 34. God knows how many next year because we're going to have so much more in Season 3. But I'm really excited that they're ready. But there's more. As well as that, it got a bit out of hand at WhatCon playing cards, and we decided that it'd be great to create a Wheel of Time set of question and answer type games, like a fill in the blank game. And so once we start, because this is just anything I do just happens this way. It starts like this and ends up like this huge project. And so we develop.
What you're talking about, that never happens to any of us.
No. So we developed 3 sets of these cards because we wanted to have a set that people who've only watched the show could still play and enjoy without any spoilers. So there's a show only set. And there's 500 cards in that set. Then there's a full book spoilers set of cards, and there's 1,000 cards in that set. And then we decided it would be just so much fun to have a fandom in-joke set. So you guys are in it. All the content creators are in there. Jokes that have been heard. So you can imagine Butt Rock is in there. All of these things, great things that have happened. August is in there, Steve, like all of that sort of thing. Yeah, there's that Butt Rock are in that particular set. So it means if you're a book reader and you're a show lover, you're part of the fandom, you could get all 3 sets and mush them all together, or, you can do it whatever way you want. So to release them, we made a Kickstarter campaign, and yes, Elfwitch, I'll have them at WhatCon, and it is going to be like such a hoot playing at WhatCon. So we've started a Kickstarter campaign, and that is going to go live at the end of this show. So people have been hitting the notify me button. That's been really exciting watching those numbers go up. And I have to let you know that the first 10 backers will get an extra special secret gift. So when we do go live, you want to make sure you've already got that link. I haven't had another look. Oh, yes, I can see it's in the description of this video below. So it's really easy to get to it. And the first 10 backers will get an extra special gift. You can also make donations there to the project because we want to be able to supply the WhatCon game room and the JordanCon game room with sets of these cards. We want to be able to make them available as prizes, you know, at WhatCon. For example, we have prizes for different things. So you can also throw in some donations, and we'll be announcing more of that as the campaign goes on, but there'll also be a special gift for the highest donation given towards that. So there's lots of fun stuff happening around all of that.
That's awesome,
and
Koala.
we're really excited because even though we're running it on Kickstarter, trust me, it's not that we'll be becoming millionaires out of this, but it's been a really fun process because heaps of the fandom have collaborated to help us make these cards. But Scout is my partner in card crime on this. And I have to say, I have to give Scout such a big shout out because Scout has done all of the really nitty gritty spreadsheets, right? As you can imagine, there are spreadsheets behind all of this. So we were able to actually attach spreadsheets to our Discord where we had people collaborating. And as people put things into the Discord, it fed into spreadsheets. But, you know, there's been a lot of behind the scenes going over them, and Scout has done an amazing job on that. You might know Scout. He wrote the So Not Alive What Idol song last year that Thirsty the Clown sang with the Baloobs.
Yes.
Wait,
right? So
is he also Tranfear?
yes, Tranfear, Scout.
I met him
Hobbit's
in the elevator.
He goes by all these names.
That's amazing.
I know he goes by all these names.
Let me pause you 1 second. Carly, are you familiar with this whole Cards of Time situation at all? Or is this like completely new?
This is brand new to me.
Okay, Koala, can you give her like the 30-second like inspiration, like why you started and when you first revealed the first card?
I can. So the inspiration was that there's just no merchandise for the Wheel of Time, right?
Right.
And so it would be really fun to make some fan merchandise around the show. And what is more fun than having collector cards that you can trade? So my daughter Tari Sadai and I, we created these cards. There's card number 1 from last year, and created a set of 30 cards, and I took several thousand of them that I printed and took to WhatCon, and it was great because that was my first con ever. So I knew lots of people through here, but not face to face, and people could be surprised to know that I'm actually really shy when I'm in a in-person situation. You know, hundreds of people in a room, and I'll just like often leave the room. So having those cards was amazing because I had this reason to just walk up and talk to people all the time and say, would you like some more cards? Would you like some more cards? And it went insane. Leigh-A, didn't it go insane with people trading them?
Yeah, people were trading. Like I've got duplicates of some. I've got my entire set of duplicates that I'm willing to trade. And then
which you can bring back to WhatCon this year.
Yeah, I brought them to MalkieriCon, and there was a group of us that had them. So we sat down and we put all of them out and traded them, and then like I gave away some of them to like people, but like my extras, not my single ones.
No. And someone did that at WhatCon. They just set up a trading table, and I can report that I definitely saw Bane and Chiad and Rob get into a physical tussle over a card they were both coveting that somebody put down on the table. And I even saw a walking stick come out and onto the table. It was hilarious.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
just a complete labor of love to like make these to like,
Yeah.
you know, have something for people to, you know, hold in their hand and make some merch when in the merch desert that is the wasteland of the Wheel of Time merch store.
Exactly. And you know, just the joy it brings in just watching people like have so much fun. I couldn't believe how much fun it was. So yeah, so that'll be happening again this year. I'll be giving them away, and people will be, yes, you do not trade the threefold talk card. There it is. There
I
it
need
is.
to get myself one of these cards.
So the general set there was lots of, but then that threefold talk card, because you beautiful people helped me promote them last year, you got a card and you'll be getting a season 2 card. So there'll be another one, and they go into the limited edition, which means I only print a small number of those. And so they're really hard to get a hold of. Yeah. And that just makes the trading a little bit extra fun.
Yeah.
Amazing. What do you think, Carly? You gonna be a card collector?
Maybe. I mean, I was thinking about this too, about the lack of merch thing. And to me, it just makes it more fun to get to support like fellow fans who are making things. Like I just went and bought a whole bunch of Wheel of Time shirts from Rob because like,
oh my gosh,
I only had 2 shirts for JordanCon, and then I was like, that's not enough shirts.
Yeah.
It's never
They have
enough shirt.
multiple wardrobe changes a day. I mean, I don't know who does that.
But I was like, I'm not.
I don't know who gets hot and sweaty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, in Atlanta too, especially, or like
Yeah.
multiple times a day. But yeah, like it's nice to be able to support fans, even if you like. It's not, you know, quote unquote official merch, but honestly, I feel like a lot of times official merch for things is not the best. Like it's either sort of boring or not good quality, or you know, sort of generic. And then what makes it fun is like fans. Sometimes fans are just more creative than what gets officially licensed. So
yeah,
I'm fine with going to someone's Etsy or wherever and putting my money towards something else. So like you know, and using it, getting it like an officially licensed whatever. Because I think that's sometimes that's sort of not worth it in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've got to be able to really
click the button at the same time.
and you've got to be able to guarantee that you would have the sales to make it all official, you know. Like we've based our Kickstarter on selling 20 sets of each of the cards. You know, and it's like hopefully we'll sell more.
Yeah.
But you know, because Kickstarter's is a all or none thing, so you have to meet your goal.
Not everyone can have a Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter.
No. Exactly.
I'm manifesting that for you, Koala.
I mean, I
know.
I have a feeling you'll be pleasantly surprised by how quickly those 20 initial sets go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And already, you know, there's I think 85 or 86 people following it before it's even gone live. So yeah, it looks like, you know, we'll get above that, but you know, it's still not going to be Brandon Sanderson level.
I was follower number 69, just so everyone knows.
I'm so glad to know that, because I'm going to be able to make some noise about that. That is perfect, Mel.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Just have
perfect.
Really good timing.
Rapunzel, who's here, she actually did compare me to Brandon Sanderson the other day, which I thought was hilarious, because there is an extra set of cards that I can't sell, but that you can just pay the printing for as an add-on, because I accidentally created a whole other set of cards. And that set of cards is the Matt Bloody Cawthon Classic Gamblers deck.
Wow.
So
Obviously, I need all the mats. How many mats can I get?
So it has got all the mats. Leigh-A, have you got a picture of that? Yep, that we can put up. It's a traditional card game set, but it's mat themed. So the suits we've got are daggers, dice, horns, and goblets. And instead of an ace card, it's a mat card. So you can see there that there's an ace card there with the ace of daggers with the M on it instead of an A for ace. And then instead of the traditional face cards, we have a gambler, lord and hero instead of jack, queen, king. And then there's two jokers. One is a Barney joker and one is a Donald joker. But instead of jokers, they're damn prick cards. And we started creating them. So again, I got a lot of help on Discord. That was fantastic as I designed the icons for the suits and things. I got lots of feedback as I was trying to draw all of those things. And the idea in the beginning was that you could actually play the old maid game with these. We'd call it Damn Prick. So you would choose which version of Matt would be the one Damn Prick left in the pack to play with. But of course, you could play any card game with them, so they were a lot of fun to make. But yeah, it was just crazy. It's just like as if I don't have enough to do.
Are you going to explain why it was an accident? I'm curious how that.
Because
how do
I
you
already
accidentally make a card game.
Well, because I already had more projects happening than I could actually really keep up with. And somebody says, oh, this would be a really fun deck to make. And the next thing I know, I'm working on it. And yeah, I just kind of accidentally fell into committing to making it.
Amazing.
But it was a lot of fun.
A suggestion for your next accidental deck here from Dusty Wheel?
Should I have one with all the Twitter mats?
Yeah.
Now that would be fun. Oh, the other thing that's on those cards is every card has a Matt quote out of the shows. So there are 54 Matt quotes on the cards as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty good because I didn't know he had that many lines.
Do you know what? There was more. I was amazed. So one of the fantastic people on Discord trawled through the transcripts and grabbed all the Matt quotes out for me, and there was more than 54, so I had to end up choosing, which was fantastic.
That's crazy.
It was.
Awesome. Well, before we just go too deep, we wanted to talk a little bit about news today. So
definitely.
If that's okay, if we change gears slightly for a little bit and everyone can just dream about your endless Kickstarters. I, by the way, work for a company that launched as a Kickstarter and then had two successive Kickstarters after that. So I fully believe in the power of Kickstarter. Kickstarter actually turned 15 very recently. And they were like sharing that, they've launched a lot of amazing groups, and I'm very honored to be one of the groups that have launched because of Kickstarter's amazing.
That's fabulous.
ability.
Yeah.
So I wish the same kind of happiness and success for you and yours. Okay, we're gonna play the Daily Veil. Let's go.
Do it.
Brothers and sisters,
it is time to cover up your face.
For the Wheel of Time has news, and we shall dance the spheres with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
So good. Leigh-A has, I think, most of these things pulled up, yeah?
I hope so. Without
awesome.
Rob, it's always chaos. We're like, wait, who's doing what?
We don't know. We're just rolling. We're jiving today.
Music. We've got music also.
Oh, who knows? Music.
I don't know.
Music. It's way down here. It's so far away. This one? Ooh, is that so loud?
I have no idea.
I'm going to turn it down.
A little bit.
How about that? There we go. So we have some news of 4 new actors joining the show.
Well, 4 that are confirmed, not in what role they are. Down further in the article, there have been some more that are like not confirmed that they did acknowledge. But yes, so these are the 4 that they've been able to confirm since the last time they did it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean the ones that are at the bottom that they mentioned previously are confirmed, but they don't know their roles. So this is the same. More people who are in the show, but they're not sure who their roles are. Is anyone familiar with these performers? Claire Dune, I think, is the most like popular one.
I recognize the positions that Rob Strange did because he's done a lot of Star Wars stuff, but mostly like in full costume, so you wouldn't necessarily recognize his face.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but I recognize the names of the characters that he was playing, and I promptly forgotten all of them. So I don't know.
Right. So Claire Dune is the leftmost actor. She's an Irish actor and is known for the series Kin, which is interesting kismet there. And then. And she's won a lot of awards both for performing and for writing, which is cool. Mm-hmm. They think that she was working on Wheel of Time early in the filming, and one of the ideas is like maybe she's part of the bonkers opening 15 minutes, which is pretty funny. But like, weren't they filming in Prague? Wasn't that kind of like the first thing they were doing?
Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like. Yes.
Yeah. So
do they film in order though?
Not necessarily.
Yeah. No. So that doesn't always tell us a lot.
But it's more like when they were filming where, and I think they were definitely filming, like Prague and Czech Republic stuff first before they.
And then South Africa was last, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Any ideas on who you think she might play? She's Irish, so
Andorran
could be if they're keeping the accent, could be another Tinker or the Irish-ish Aiel accent as well, right?
I know. I was kind of wondering if she might be an Aiel, and because I've got a question with that, which is, what is the bonkers bit? What is all these? Was it 40 to 50-year-old women shredding each other? Is that our introduction to lots of Aiel?
We'll see.
That is a question.
What do you think, Carly?
We had a vote. Well, we took a poll last week, just like what everybody's guesses were, and we had like 4 different theories. Like it's either the Black Aja, sort of tower schism thing, or like it could be an Age of Legends cold open flashback thing, and then Mel, yours was like Tanchico, like
it was like a sea folk Shanshan battle on the water. Yeah, that was my idea.
And then there was something else, but like I don't know. I kind of feel like she could be Black Aja potentially.
Yeah. There's something about having a face that's like so sweet that you then stabs you in the back.
Yeah, I think it could be Tower. It's Tower related, White Tower related.
Yeah,
I think that was what everybody else voted for too.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but
And then so the next actress is Salome Gunnarsdóttir, and she's Icelandic. And she's done a lot of voice acting, and she was in Patricia Wade in Pennyworth, if anyone is familiar with that series or not. And she was in, she did voice work for Final Fantasy 14 and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a game which I have played, and now I want to go back and see what she did. That's a very fun game. So maybe a smaller role, potentially. But she was definitely in South Africa.
So Aiel probably.
Yeah, I definitely.
Maybe like a wise one.
Could be.
I feel like older women, like if you're seeing like an older actress potentially, like chances are it's probably not a Maiden of the Spear. You know, like
I mean, Tulin wasn't a young.
Yeah,
that's true.
Melindhra was 10 years older than Matt. Let's be clear.
Yeah, now.
I don't know. I feel like she has Wise One energy, though.
Yeah.
I feel like she could be bossing like Egwene around or something. Like,
I feel that.
Or how to do the dream.
Mm-hmm.
I would want her to look disapprovingly at me, for sure.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I just love it when people are saying an older actor, and I look at her and I think, she's a baby. It's all perspective, isn't it? You know?
more mature actress.
She looks like a baby to me. Yeah.
That is something I love about this show, is it's not just using your typical 20-year-old set of actresses to perform, and they're really
definitely.
like totally willing to let 40 what does he say, women in their 40s and 50s shred each other. I love that so much. It's so great. Okay, the next actress is Claire Hope Ashity. And she's British, and she was in Children of Men, and won a lot of nominations, and that was her first film role. And she was also in Suspects, 7 Seconds, and Constellation. And she recently filmed the second season of Funny Woman, a Sky comedy that Marcus Rutherford was also on. It's interesting. So, comedy. And she was in Prague in May and took pictures. This is an interesting clue. She took pictures with Shore Agdashlu and Salome Gunnarsdottir. So,
I just the vibes from her that she could potentially be a Two Rivers person that has a bigger part in like the what is it? The Dragon Reach? No, not the Dragon Board. What book is it?
Shadow Rising.
Shadow Rising. I don't know.
The Battle of the Two Rivers basically is.
So after Perrin goes back.
When Perrin goes back, yeah. That's good, actually. I like that idea.
Yeah. So she was in Prague.
I mean, who's not going to take a picture with Shadowring? Like, if you see
for real.
Can I get a picture, please?
Yeah. That's interesting. So I guess I missed this on the early one. Salome was also in Prague. So she filmed in Prague and she filmed in South Africa. So, interesting.
Ooh.
I wonder, though, like, dream walking, if they're going to do scenes
Ooh.
in, you know what I mean? Because, like, aren't there scenes where they're dream walking in the White Tower and they're dream walking in, like, from the waist, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they go back to, well, Egwene goes back to Tyr, which is where she meets Nynaeve and Elaine. So if they're fast forwarding that timeline a little bit, and the Wise Ones are because eventually the stone where Calendar is where the Wise Ones and Egwene and the Power Girls do their tete-a-tetes. So they might
Yeah. So lacking the Stone of Tyr as a potential meeting place, because that was kind of the meeting place in the dream world for a lot of that work. It could be Emond's Field. It could be the Two Rivers. Could be their dream world meeting place where they get together.
The tower is an easy place for them to meet up because Elaine's involved. She wouldn't know the Two Rivers, but
that's really kind of a nice thing about Teleranriad is they can make their dream meetings wherever it's convenient where they're filming, and it doesn't really necessarily have to be they don't have to come up with a new set for them to do all the dream world stuff. Okay. So we've got theories that she's a Two Riverser. Anybody else? Any other theories?
Do you think they'd have room for Tanchico, like sea folk stuff? I mean, that was my other theory, was potentially if they're going to introduce sea folk.
So Rafe, I want to say it was almost like maybe even more than a year ago, made a kind of like a side comment about how he was like writing about the sea folk or thinking about the sea folk or something. Like he was sitting somewhere and writing about the sea folk, which was like, that's interesting
right.
that he would say that out loud, which implied that, for me at least, that he was trying to figure out how to include the sea folk in season 3 in some way.
I think he deliberately did that because a lot of people were theorizing that the sea folk could possibly be one of the storylines that gets dropped. You know, what do they really add to the storyline? Like, okay, calm down, everybody.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. So yeah, the sea folk are not by any means out of contention. Mm-hmm. But I'm also curious, given how they've diverse casted so much of the show, if they're going to stick to that very clear line in the sand as far as that all the sea folk, all the people on the ships at least, because the IMR
very, very dark skin.
The IMR are not necessarily dark skin
because they're described very obviously as not white.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious if they're gonna keep that or keep with kind of the show theme of that, everything kind of got tossed up and mixed together. He did say they built a ship. Interesting.
It could be a Shan Chan ship though, also
could be.
Or Bail Doman
ship.
Yeah. So
if you were gonna build a ship though, it should be a sea folk ship. I love the sea folk. I think they're great. I know a lot of people, they're not a lot of people's favorites, but I think they're great.
They're fun.
Okay. The last performer, Leigh-A already mentioned, Robert Strange, an actor, creature performer, and voice artist. He's been in a lot of interesting things, but mostly in full makeup, right? Mm-hmm. Hondo, how do I say it? Onaka in Smuggler's Run in Galaxy's Edge, which I've been to. It's an amazing ride. If you've never been there, it's amazing. Oh my God. It's the best ride I've ever been on. It's so great.
What is that again? I don't think people who aren't familiar with Disney know what that is.
Okay. So there's a Star Wars area in Disney World called Smuggler's Run. And there's a ride in it called Galaxy's Edge. And
Other way around.
Nope. Yep, you're right. Galaxy's Edge is a Star Wars area, and Smuggler's Run.
I have not even been yet. So
it's good stuff. Yeah, and they're amazing, just amazingly creative. The rides are different than any other theme park ride you've been on before, and. Yeah, I can't spoil it because it's an experience you have to have for yourself. But it's 100% worth visiting if you're in any way a Star Wars fan. It's so great. Just back before J.K. Rowling was terrible. How innovative Universal's Hogwarts Land was. Yeah. It's kind of on the level of that, but for Star Wars. Pretty good stuff. Anyway, Robert Strange. he was Lurka in Rings of Power. I think people have said a few times Prime really likes to reuse actors, so that's not surprising that he was in another Prime show. And he was a Wraith Warrior in the Doctor Who 60th anniversary special, The Star Beast.
Woohoo!
He is 6'5".
I was wondering if he might be another Ogier, but then I was trying to figure out, is that Elder Hammond? Is that... Because Elder Hammond's really... But we don't really see Elder Hammond. I don't know. Or he could be an Aiel, a really tall Aiel.
I was going to say,
Could be.
Could he be Couladin?
That's a Couladin face, 100%. I'm with you.
It's a Couladin face.
He would need the red, the red hair dye, but that's easy to. I also wonder, because I don't know why, but in the books I always imagine him as really big.
Yeah.
But he's 6'5", and there's a part of me that thinks maybe they'll really try to lean into more of a parallel between him and Rand, and like how similar they are to each other, and sort of do like, because if they're doing sort of the whole false, like sort of the impersonator thing, like I don't know. I think like we're seeing it with Last of Us too, where they're making the actress who's playing Abby sort of look a little bit more like Bella Ramsey, and not like huge buff Abby. So
That's
I don't
interesting.
I just think maybe not make him so like, I don't know,
Such a caricature, maybe?
No, I mean not even like, or just this like huge big dude. Like he can just be tall and imposing and sort of look more like Yosha than and then there's sort of an irony to the fact that he's trying to like, I don't know. But also, yeah, someone said, oh yeah, Gaul too, maybe. I mean, I think it's an Aiel for sure, though. That's my suspicion.
Yeah.
I'll also say, as somebody who's over 6 feet, 6'5" looks huge on camera. So when you realize like how short actors in Hollywood, most of them are, like I look so huge on camera next to people that are average or whatever, average size person. And I just think 6'5", like I'm 6'2", 6'5" is going to look ginormous.
Yeah.
So,
well, a lot of the main cast are already really tall. Like, so I think that helps make people not look quite so out of proportion if they get a lot of other tall people, because like the cast is inordinately tall to begin with.
And even the Aiel, like,
yeah,
I mean, they're literally Bane and Chiad. Like, aren't they? They're models.
Yeah,
so,
they're tall.
They're models tall.
They're model tall. So like that's probably what, like 5'9", 5'10", probably at least.
No. The short, like what's her name?
Oh, Rob.
Ayula. She's 5'8", and she's the shortest of them.
Significantly shorter.
I was gonna say, and then the other two are probably.
I think Raga and Maja are like 6'1" each.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just going with like the Aiel are tall in general, just across the board.
Well, that's going to make it hard for me to be an Aiel, isn't it?
It was always my thing, right from when I first met the Aiel reading the books. I was like, redheads, yes. Oh, shit, I'm only 5 foot tall.
Right. It's not fair.
I kept waiting for the short Aiel to come in that would make me go, yes. You see, some of them are normal height, but never.
There's that one short maiden, and she's like 5'8". She's like, Aaron's just slightly taller than me, or whoever it was. Like, this one tall man is slightly taller than me, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, it would be really funny if there was one token short Aiel. That'd be pretty funny. Okay, so that's What series. What else we got, Leigh-A? What other fun news we have? Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but it's What Idol season. Show hands if you're making a parody. What? I am very surprised at you up there and you down there. You guys should.
I'm too competitive that I wouldn't enjoy the process.
It's really just, once you get knocked out, you just enjoy the rest of the show.
That's kind of the best part.
You've been knocked out, and then you just go, now it's fun.
Yeah, my parents were always very always, regardless of whoever it was or whatever was going on, like everything I did was compared to the person who was the best at it. So I always have this mentality of like, how could I do this better? And it sucks a lot of joy out of things for me, unfortunately. So so I've just learned, like, I'm just not going to compete. I'm going to enjoy and watch all the wonderful people. And then if I make a parody, it's going to be just for parody's sake, and we'll show it here, or whatever.
They do have must have made it just for you, Leigh-A. They do have I don't want to compete, I just want to make a parody and showcase.
I would still mentally be competing against that.
How about you, Carly? How do we convince you?
I mean, I honestly, if I wasn't so busy, that's my biggest problem is like work right now is TV wise. May is busy. June is going to be busier because like House of the Dragon and The Boys and The Bear and so much. So it's not calming down anytime soon. The other big thing is we're in the middle of house hunting. So like not finding a new hold and not this tiny apartment that's behind me that we've been in for like 5-6 years. So that's another thing that I'm like, it's exciting, but also so overwhelming.
Yeah, that's a lot to take on all at once.
So we're trying.
You've got now a year plus to think about next year's entry.
There we go.
Yeah, I know that there are people who literally make their next What Idol parody immediately following What Idol, and they just have it sit. They just sit with it for a year and don't show it to anybody. Which to me, that would be probably the most difficult thing ever, because I want to make it and then immediately show it to every single person, and the wait of like I feel like the wait between when we turned in parodies last year to when the show actually ran was like 3 weeks, and I was dying. I was just
it's hard. It's hard.
So I'm gonna try and cut it as close as possible to make my like not having to wait thing.
I might have finished recording mine this morning.
Oh, congrats! That's awesome. But part of the reason we wanted to talk about this is our friend Salia, who makes an amazing parodies, whether they're What Idol parodies or just What parodies in general, has been doing the What Idol hype train. You should, if you don't follow Salia, you should. She's sharing a whole big sampling of all the previous years What Idol parodies, so you can catch up with like one featured parody per day and like stretch out the What Idol love the entire time until the shows happen. So
Talia is the best, isn't she?
She's the best.
Yes.
And she has been kind enough last weekend, this week, to make Threefold Thursday an IEL themed parody, of which there are many awesome
many awesome ones. Yeah.
Obviously the IEL are the best. So.
Yeah. Salia's parodies are always hit it out of the park. It's so good.
Right. You're welcome.
Did you have any other ones, Leigh-A?
No, I pulled up Koala's tweet.
Okay.
I already covered that.
Okay, cool. There was one other, and that is that we talked about this last week, the For Your Consideration Prime stuff, that you can go, the whole video is now available for you to watch the entire. It was Collider.
Yeah, moderated, which Perry did not tell me she was doing. I was a little.
I was like, wait, this Collider did this, and Carly is not the moderator. What the heck?
They did it. You know, it's the LA event, and I'm not there, so like it's a little easier for someone who's local, obviously, to go in and do it. And
Not
also,
worth it.
I know Perry loves the show too, so I'm sure if you watched, you know, the
I did watch it. Yeah.
Conversation. She was like, you can tell when she fangirls out a little bit. Like it's really funny to me because she's very professional most of the time, and so like when she lets herself get a little fangirly, it always makes me happy. But no, I was super excited for her though. She's a big show fan, so I have to ask her. Like we haven't really talked recently about the show, but I'll have to be like, now there's books if you haven't read them yet. Trying to get her on.
Bring her in. That's awesome. Yeah. So to finish my thought, which I never finished, you can go to the bonus content on the Prime Video app and find the For Your Consideration entire 36-minute video, and she asked amazing questions, and we got new information that we hadn't heard before, and fun insights. Some we'd heard, some we hadn't, and some cute geeking between Daniel and Rosamund as well, which was really entertaining. So go watch it if you haven't. Okay, I think that's it for
Time for stabby affirmations.
Daily Veil. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, stabby affirmations and a cleansing. All right, today our affirmation is exhale bullshit, inhale good shit. Oh, that's
Perfect.
one phrase. Exhale
Oh,
bullshit.
perfect.
Inhale good shit.
That's really fitting to then do a butt rock with, for sure. Exhale, bullshit. Inhale, bullshit. Inhale, bullshit.
Good shit.
Good
Butt
shit.
rock.
In- butts. Butts. Exhale, butts. Inhale, bull. I don't know. That's good. I was doing a lot of exhaling bullshit this week out of my mouth. I like
It's
that.
always better out than in. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Should we get back to some cards?
Sure.
What?
So these have
What
never
should we look
been
at?
seen before.
Oh, so
And Leigh-A can put them up and you can all say what you think about them if you like.
Okay.
I've talked
You
enough.
want our honest opinion?
I'll say yes.
So, tell me about the numbering. Do you renumber every new set has a new set of numbers, or like do you add?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
they actually do. So there's 34 cards, so they are just numbered from 1 to 34. But you're quite right. I can't remember what card number Perrin was. Oh, I've got them right here. Perrin was a slightly different number, I think. He was 6 last time. Yeah, yeah. But he happens to be number 3 this time.
Well, in Meld here, I can actually show this. Like, there's the different sets. They all have different bottom colors. I don't know if you can see that. So
If it's applicable, yep. So the warders to Alana, for example, have got green bottoms, just like Alana does, because she was green.
they're green bottoms. They're green bottoms.
Green bottoms. Yeah.
That's cool.
And the nicknames mostly come from everyday Negroes because they make the most cool nicknames. I mean,
They do.
Wolf Brother is a pretty obvious nickname, but there's just a few of them that they didn't come up with a nickname for. And let me tell you, it's not that easy to come up with a good nickname. It's way better to have somebody else come up with them.
Yeah, EDN is pretty great at it. They haven't
They
made
are.
a bad one yet, I think. Hey, Leigh-A, would you like shrink the width of your window a little bit? I think that will make the picture a little bigger for us so we can see it.
Try to do that? Sure.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's
shrink
good.
it.
Technology.
good.
Amazing. Thank you.
It's I'm like centering it on my screen, but it doesn't matter. My obsessive compulsive nature is like it needs to be center.
That's awesome. And you use the chapter icon too. That's awesome.
Yes. Yep. And so, because that way was a visual way for me to try and say the show is totally tied back to the books.
Tell me about the motif around his picture.
The snake.
Yeah, is that a you creation?
Yeah, I created that from the Dragon of Fire at the end of season 2. So, yeah. So I actually started with that dragon and then created that motif from that.
That's awesome. All right, next.
Next, click. Oops, click.
Brother Hot Tub.
Is that really his nickname, Brother Hot Tub?
Yeah, yeah. Now, I must say I changed Rand's nickname from last season to this season because Everyday Negroes changed his nickname. So that'll be something for people to kind of look and check on.
It's funny because I watched both seasons of them watching the show, and I do not remember that was Lance's nickname.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's great.
I think I was more excited about what's the lady's name on the show? I forget her name.
Ariana?
Carriana, and her like obsession with Rand was just like so entertaining.
That's why Rand got a new nickname in the cards this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we won't give it away until we see it. Will his relationship with Moraine change? You can't do this by yourself.
So yes, each time I give like a little quote of something about them from that season, and try to leave with a question about what might be coming up.
Interesting.
Very thoughtful.
It takes a lot of brain power.
And I
There's a lot
assume
of work
the
behind them.
blue
Yeah.
is because he's associated with a blue Aes Sedai. Is that right?
Correct.
When are you going to change it to yellow?
Well, you know, we have to do a WAFO, don't we?
I'm excited for pack number 463 when you get there. All right, next.
Oh, no. Rather patchy.
Now I'm just sad and also happy.
I know.
No.
See, but it was good. It was good to see Guy, though. I'm like, that helped with the sadness a little.
It actually did. It was kind of cathartic. It was like, oh, he's fine. He's okay. He's living his best life.
I didn't know that
wait.
like he was the one that went to Rafe though and said, "Make Uno a hero of the Horn." That was
Love that
think
was
anyone-
his idea. I
I
didn't
don't
know
think
that.
anyone had ever
So good.
like admitted to that, said that, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the bombshell during that season 2 panel. But I was like, I'm tweeting
Yeah.
this right now.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
so cool and perfect, right? 'Cause it like cements that he was the right person to play this character at the right time. They found the right
Yeah.
book fan
Yeah.
to also perform in the show. Like all of the things aligning, all of the wheel weaves and wheel weaving that created that moment that then had such good return for everyone and hopefully even more
Yeah.
in the future.
Absolutely.
We'll just have to like make it happen that we can get all the way back to the end, right?
For sure.
So I wonder how many of us.
Spoilers,
are going
Kylie, the
to-
heroes come back.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
well, I know at least one of them does because I'm on book 6. So
Nice.
I wonder at what con how many people are going to have Guy sign this card.
Oh, for
So
sure.
true.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I'm going to
He
wait till
did.
MalkieriCon because he's just going to be so inundated by people.
Because his wrist will be hurting, yeah.
He did do a great signing. He did a signing benefiting Prague Shakespeare at Jordan Con, and I'm sure he'll do the same thing
Fabulous.
at WatCon. Yeah, and you could get like autographed pictures and stuff, or just have him sign whatever. So, yeah,
Oh, fabulous.
He was very generous with his time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, there she
we go.
is.
Such a good picture of her. So good.
And I have to say, the process of making the cards, honestly, finding the right still image moment to use, that can take me longer than creating the card, because there can be so many great images, and sometimes there's a great image, but the lighting is so bad I can't get a good enough
This one was probably
Copy.
hard, right?
to edit with, and so Avienda
Yeah.
was hard, but once we got that one, just her eyes are just so perfect there that that I was really happy with her. Yeah, it's really quite difficult for a lot of them to go, well, what's the one still that I'm going to use to represent that character for the whole season?
that's my eternal struggle. Just finding good pictures for work, because let me tell you, if you thought that merch was scarce, high-res stills from the Amazon press site are even scarcer sometimes.
Right.
Like because I think part of it is they don't want to put images on there too early because a lot of people have access
Yep.
to it, and so
Yep.
there could be huge spoilers that come out in those images if they get dropped prior. But then I'm sitting there going, I have an interview with this person that needs to, and I have like barely any pictures of So that's my biggest struggle half the time. And
tricky.
We'll have to do like screenshots of the episodes sometimes to get like good pictures.
That's what I've had to do sometimes too. So I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who has? If you don't know, I'm sure you know. But Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern is just so generous in that he'll like anytime there's like a promo reel or like a teaser or a trailer or whatever, he rips the entire thing and he gets stills from everything. So he like for anybody who is making any content, he just shares it so people can have access to that without having to go through the process themselves, because he's like magical and can just do it all himself really fast. So if you ever struggle, I'm sure you have better ins than we have access to. But
if it's me, I just like email the Amazon PR people and I'm like, do you have any pictures this week that I can use? And then I'm like, can you just send me pictures of Lanfear at any time for me personally?
Like, oh my god!
Just for me.
Send me Tasha O'Keefe photos. That's all I need for me personally to have. Thank you.
So is your plan in your new hold to make yourself a Lanfear dedication room?
I mean, it's funny because so this is a shared office space. My husband and I both work from home. So I'm in one corner, which has a lot of like, you probably can't really tell, but I have like, the posters on my wall are Birds of Prey and like Suicide Squad and a bunch of, and I have like a Bride of Frankenstein. So I don't have any like Wheel of Time. I have to get Wheel of Time.
Yes, you do.
You do.
I have an art piece that I got when we were on our honeymoon in London, and it kind of looks a little Lanfear. I'll have to take a picture of it sometime. It's this lady that looks very goth with like tentacles and stuff. It looks not those kind of tentacles, but like she looks very like creepy and very so. And I have like a lot of Funkos and stuff around too. But then literally the other half of the office is like my husband's section. You can kind of see that in the background behind me. There's like horror movie posters and stuff. Like that's Dawn of the Dead. There's like Texas Chainsaws there. There's like a lot of Godzilla. There's like a lot of Godzilla and like Ninja Turtles because he collects a lot of toys.
Love it.
So it's just a big nerd office. But yeah, I have to get Wheel of Time because we do like when we move, we do need a room that's just the office. So I'll have to start replanning my decor.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
but
pretty soon you're going to
though.
be like all of us who have just like the Wallow stuff behind. It's pretty fun.
I know. I need
to keep adding. I'm like, there's blank spots. There's stuff that needs to go right there.
The problem is like there's so many comics long boxes in that closet behind me that the doors can't close, and that's why they just stay open.
There's a closet like that in my house too. Yeah.
That's normally I handle myself talking, so you can't really see the closet.
You're like, I'm just gonna put my head right here.
You won't look over there. But anyway, and I will say yes. Someone in the chat said that Sharon Gillum has been posting all of the Lanfear costume outtakes, like looks that we didn't get.
Yeah. What, she has?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you don't follow her on Instagram, I highly recommend it because she posts not just Lanfear, but all kinds of costumes that either were final versions, like final versions of stuff, or things that they kind of didn't end up using, or things that they used but they kind of modified. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll be going over those. I owe you guys another costume episode. We're hoping to get Critter on to talk costumes. And all that jazz. So, and of course, because Sharon's so amazing, she does post a lot of the inspiration. She actually like I'm doing this for the cosplayers, which is so amazing. All of her videos.
She's so fun. Yeah.
She's awesome. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, one of my favorite comments in the For Your Consideration video is Rafe was. They were all asked like, name something that you think you did really well this season, and Rafe said, "I hired Sharon and Davina. I'm really proud of that." That was the thing. I think that was a really good job I did.
Yeah.
And we agree.
Yes,
Completely. I
absolutely.
mean, he's made a lot of very good hires.
I mean, imagine coming into a show, you didn't work on the first season at
Right.
all, and then having to basically design the look of an entire empire with the Shanshan
Right.
like from the scratch. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Plus the one thing I think is really cool about what Davina did was they actually made the timing it took with the hair shorter, because they would I asked her about Nynaeve's braid, and she said they used to do is it was all Zoe's. She had hair braided into it,
Yeah.
and what they did was they, for season 2, to cut down on the time, they would braid her actual hair into the fake braid. So they would have
Yeah.
the fake braid coming behind her, and then they would just braid her hair into it, and it took I don't know, a third of the time.
So as opposed to
That's
putting it in
crazy.
and then redoing it, they just had
Yeah,
it
they had the braid ready, the fake, extension.
attach these two parts.
Yes, exactly. So they just
That's
braided
so
her real
smart.
hair. They braided her real hair into the. Because I asked her what do you do? How do you approach this kind of stuff? Just because Nynaeve's braid is so iconic. What
Yeah.
do you do to really? She was like, "Oh, we did a lot of shortcuts this year." But honestly, I was so surprised and impressed by how many of the hairstyles are wigs.
Mm-hmm.
Alana's hair is a wig. Moiraine's
Yeah.
hair is a wig.
Mandarin.
Lanfear had a pretty
A bunch of wigs.
Natasha's, because I think Natasha's hair is short,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so they had her wear
Yes.
something longer for the scenes where she's
Yep.
Celine. Because in Tellerad,
Yeah, she's got the short hair in
Lanfear's got
Teleron
the
and the
short
long
hair.
hair as
Yeah.
Celine.
yeah. So I think that's Natasha's real hair, and then they had her wear a wig for Lanfear. So, but it was so cool.
crazy.
I took pictures of all the ladies' wigs. I was like, I want these all for myself.
After watching that, I watched it last night, early yesterday evening. I was like, I gotta watch Wheel of Time tonight, and my husband randomly put on episode 8 of season 1, and the first thing that stood out to me was just I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how bad Moraine's wig was, how much it drew me out of the show. And then we started watching episode 1 of season 2, and I was like, oh yeah, so good.
Yeah,
It's
they
so
got
good.
they got better.
So good. So much better.
Oh yeah, Lan has a wig too. Yeah, Daniel Henney. I don't know. I mean, it's so impressive though, because honestly, they do such a good job of making it look real. It's just real
Yeah.
hair.
Very
Yeah, so good. Yeah, I think I could do without Daniel Henney's wig hair being down, though. I just
Oh yeah, I don't. When it's not in the pony, it's I don't like it. Please,
I'm not
put it away.
Pull it back. Pull it back, please. Just pull it
Put it
back.
back. It's distracting from your pretty face.
You don't need that getting in your face while you're fighting. Just pull it back. It's practical.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's kind of depressed. It's sort of depressed Lan hair when he has it.
It is. Mhm.
It
I think
is.
he has it down when he and Moiraine are apart, and he's sort of hanging out with
Yeah.
Alana and Yvonne and Maxim, and then it's down, and you're like, "Sir, please, this isn't you."
Yeah, it's almost like, God, get a haircut. Get yourself together.
Right?
Get a haircut and get a real job.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a little job.
Pissing on trees. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is so sad.
What were you going to say, Leah? Oh, more. Oh.
There's more.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, I know. So sad.
I know. Pull one out. Oh.
I remember watching this scene though and thinking, this is the show knowing how to stab me just right in the heart.
Yeah.
For people
Absolutely.
people that you will only meet this episode and then never again, and yet somehow your entire heart gets ripped out of your chest. Incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And just the way they make all of the Aes Sedai channel differently, I love, because Moraine was driving me a bit spare in season 1, that it's
I was like, she's so
so
slow. Why isn't she
slow
dead? Just kill
motion.
her. Why hasn't she there
Yeah.
was in episode 8 there was one scene where she like starts to try to channel and then
I know, and you're like,
and then she gets like it's the dream, but then she gets like stabbed in the neck and stuff. And I'm just like,
yeah.
it's right. She needs to be faster.
Just faster. No. But then you're seeing so many variations of speeds and techniques, and I really like that, you know, and it makes me appreciate Morena's, you know, she's a blue, she's not a green who's out there ready to just like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think if they changed the weaves in season 2, like they did more with the colors and
So had more to put into it. Yeah.
made it look a little bit more just not like it's not like everyone's just channeling the same flows every time.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I just
All of
remember
it.
though thinking in this scene with Rima, you know, using her knowledge of how to heal a body against somebody. Like I can do the exact opposite to you, and then I don't know
I
if
will
anyone has
literally break you. Yes.
Yeah, it's the actress that they got to play the Suldam that gets like completely annihilated in that
Oh
scene.
yeah, she's like a contortionist, right?
He was, if you've seen Suspiria,
Incredible.
if some people are not into horror, but if you've seen the Suspiria remake, she's in the scene of she's the dancer in the scene of like the contortionist.
Right.
Like you'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen that movie, but it's the same actress. She's known for sort of being able to pretzel herself into these wild positions that, you know, so I guess they hire her exclusively to do that. Look at
Smart.
You know.
I remember when Watt series, like they hired a contortionist and we were all like, are they pulling the circus in early?
Yeah.
Or like we had no idea. And then when I saw it,
Yeah, because it was like announced at the same time that they were looking for circus performers, like a fire twirler and a contortionist and stuff. And we're like, is there going to be a circus in Kyrian? Like, why would there be a circus in Kyrian?
Yeah,
Maybe at the party?
Yeah.
but as soon as I saw that scene, I was like, that's a contortionist.
Yeah.
I'm excited, but also like horrified.
Yeah.
I was, I had the same moment. Like, I was just like, I had an Elaine moment. I was like, I am so pleased that they chose to do this. So pleased. This is so smart. Even though I was like sobbing, but I was like, this is such a good idea.
So many conflicting emotions all at once.
I really hope for Nynaeve's sake that for like help channeling through her, like dealing with her trauma, that she finds, I mean, hopefully Rima, but another person like Rima who is not trying to manipulate her, is not trying to, you know, like use her for their own means, and is just literally trying to teach her and help her.
Yeah.
I think they're setting that up. I don't think they waste a single line in this show. And I really get the feeling that they were setting up something very well with that little scene where Rima just gave her some clues as to, you know, what would work. So, yeah. But I'm really worried about seeing Rima again next season because, you know, she would have still been in the kennels as a brand newly collared Damani.
When I did my most recent reread, there's a point because it's a little different in the books how it comes out that she gets named,
but the clues are there.
She gets named Pura, but there's a conversation that Suroth is having with Pura, and it and for some reason it never hit hard before, but this time when I read it because of the show, I was an audiobook, I had to stop it because I just started sobbing. Luckily I wasn't like out running errands, I wasn't in the office, I was like at home with my cats, and I just like sat down doing the dishes. I distinctly remember this, doing the dishes, listening, and was just like horrified, just like collapsed down. And like the show it's fascinating that the show is now making my reading experience very
It really
different.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's not even that the actors are becoming the characters, it's making things that are so different in the books. Like
it's adding depth to what we're reading in the book, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'm
so crazy.
Yeah, it's giving me the most recent reread that I did, it did give me a big appreciation for the show because of some of the moments like that where it's Rima as Pura, and again, completely different, two different mirror worlds, two different different storylines, but also just the emotion that it brought.
But hitting the same beat.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why I've got that question on the card. Will she ever be free of the Adam? Because I have I can't wait. And yes, I'm horrified to see her become adoring. And because what I loved was they broke Egwene, but they didn't, right? So Rena broke her, but didn't actually break her. And
Magdan broke.
Mm-hmm.
Like Magdan was broken, but she was still very like melancholy about that, and I think we're going to see that whole next level. I could be wrong, but anyway,
I wouldn't be surprised. They're really good at making us cry.
Let's go talk about something a little more happy.
Topsy twins. I know, when EDN did that, I just could not believe it. The Topsy twins.
So good.
Right. Yeah.
I know what I saw. I love that.
Yeah.
So good.
That was quite a lot of work to get them into the one frame together too, because there was never a time when they were like that nicely close together to get a single shot. So this card was quite a lot of work.
So you spliced two of them together.
Correct.
That's good. I like it.
It looks good though. You you really can't tell.
Yeah.
At all. So
we get some good shots of the smoky eye there.
Mm-hmm. Aren't the eyes amazing?
Yeah.
On the I mean, Iula's got them, but I just love when you see them so close to each other there. I just love how much they look like a joined pair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just they're beautiful.
Absolutely
good. Oh man.
And our Mr. Madness himself, brother, get busy.
I was gonna say it earlier that if we didn't already have Hot Seema, I would have pegged Robert Strange as a shoe-in for Massima. He would have been great for it, but no, we have to have brother get busy as. Oh man. Yeah. Did you guys catch that moment right there at the end of season 2 where you just saw this look on his face? It was like a split second, but it was there. They're just planting seeds.
And it was and there he is. Yeah.
Ah, so clever.
Definitely.
Oh, and that's it.
That's it. That's all of them.
That's it. Yep, that was your batch of cards to release. So thank you so much for releasing them and for spending the time on them. That was really quite lovely to sit and have that time looking at them, but also bringing all of those moments about the books and show together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys put so much work into it. So it's, it's good to just step out of the logistics for a minute and just appreciate what you've created for everyone, right?
Yes.
And that's actually what you just gave to me. You actually just gave me that time to just step out of it and enjoy them with you. So this has been, really special for me too.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your art and your time and your gifts and your effort with everyone and making something that brings people together. And I guess, what would you say to people who are demanding more cards? What would you say to them, Koala?
I would say that it is very close to releasing a Kickstarter, and you can go and get thousands of cards.
There you are. There you are. That's the way to launch.
Well, and there is a very good question in chat.
When will the Kickstarter? Look, I've just got to say, I come up with these ideas, but I never really feel like people might really think they're fun. It's kind of a real just thing that I have. It's this would be fun. But people probably won't think it will be. And when I got up this morning, there was just all these DMs to me going, "Well, you said it was going to be today. When's it opening? When's it opening?" And I was like, "Oh my God."
That's awesome. That's
It was
so good.
really awesome. And it's like, you've got to wait for threefold talk. So, yeah. So I'm actually, Leigh-A, going to let you tell me when it should be, because you know how long you want the show to run. And we're going to make this something of a closing, not the very last moment, but a closing part of the show. So when Leigh-A says it's time to launch, I'm going to jump over and hit that magic launch button. So there you go, Elf Witch. That's the best answer I can give you.
So the thing is, the first 10 people get a special something, right?
The first 10 people get a special something secret.
All right, yeah.
can't buy.
So,
That you can't
we've got about
print it.
10 minutes left in the show, so I say launch now. And
Yes!
we can find the first 10 people and we can announce them live here.
Yeah, let's do it.
It would be ridiculous fun, wouldn't it? Is everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Do you
How
wanna
fast
share
can I
the screen and
Kickstart?
show them pressing the launch
Log
button?
in, quick, log
So
in.
if you go down to present, you can actually share your screen and you can show that we can pop it up and you can press launch and everybody
I
else
think-
can press launch.
Oh, yeah, if you want to do that.
Would you like me to do that?
If you're comfortable doing that, you can do that. You don't have to, though.
Share screen. Oh, wait a minute. I've got to tell it.
It's-
Which of the 100,000 tabs I've got open.
You got to find it, yeah.
I've got to find it. Just let me find it. Oh, I have so many things open. Let me.
Would you like the link to your own Kickstarter campaign?
I've got it open. It's just that I've got so many things. Oh, do you know what the problem is? I don't have it open in the same profile.
That's fine. You know what? That's fine.
No,
It was a good idea here at the
I
last
can't do
minute,
that.
so-
All right. Yeah,
We're also
it's
totally
gonna let me,
getting
so I have all these different profiles.
How many
So-
alternate versions of yourself are there, Koala?
It's because there is so much I have to get done. It's the only way I could clone myself. So
It's
there's,
posted down in the comments.
there's a link down
I just
below.
put it in the chat.
And if you want to give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown, I'll launch.
All right. Me?
So give me, yep,
Carly,
ready?
You do it. All right, Carly, you do it.
Let me do it. All right. I know I have it open on my phone too.
So exciting.
All right.
Let's
ready?
go, let's go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, launch.
Bing!
Refresh.
And it actually said drum roll on the screen when I hit the button.
Practice project. Click the
It's
button.
hilarious. It's there. It's there.
I love how the comments have stopped because everybody is probably so hyper focused on getting into the Kickstarter.
Which is why I did not want to do it early in the show. I wanted to leave it till towards the end so that everybody's excited watching the show, getting into it. And now, being the professional I am, I have to work out how I can see who's doing it all.
You're never gonna know. Oh, there's too many choices. I can't decide and click buttons.
So they're saying that they got the email, so everybody who's been notified or asked to be notified.
Yay!
This is excellent. Good job, Koala and Kickstarter.
Koala, you could set a new record for the fastest funded Kickstarter. We could set all 20 sailed right now. Wait a minute, I should tweet this. Hold up.
Yes. Oh, I have to tweet it too.
I'm going to tweet faster than you.
You are. You are.
All right, there are already
so funny.
3 backers.
Okay. Here we go. Backer report. Oh.
Yeah, so we've got this. Ooh, 4 backers. Nice.
I am really excited to say that the very first person who backed this project was Maisel Markham.
Nice. Way to go.
Man,
Yes.
very nice.
Yes. So 3 backers, and then Max Silver and Robert Morgan. So I'm already just going to get a little bit emotional because this is extremely exciting. You know, we have been working on this since WhatCon last year. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many hundreds of hours have gone into, 2,000 cards. So there's been hundreds of hours. So it is really exciting to be sharing it with you all live, all at the same time. It's amazing.
So happy that you chose us.
Yeah, we're great. Well, we should let everybody take a minute, including us, to decide what we want to back on the Kickstarter. So maybe we should go ahead and say goodbye so we don't just spend the next 5 minutes reading all of these awesome options that we have in front of us.
And that's a great idea. Can I just say one last thing, though?
Yes, please.
Is if you back anything, choose stuff on Kickstarter, you can actually come back and change your mind and add to it. So if you back it and then you think a bit later, oh, I really should have got this as well, you can actually come back in and
You're
add it.
a very good salesperson.
I am going to just send you the biggest thank you that you were first, because that was I can just see people sitting there ready to do their thing. So it's fantastic. So thank you, my dear friends. I am so thrilled to have been here with you, and I would love to come back after WhatCon or something. If you're going to do a roundup of how much fun WhatCon was, I'd love to come back and chat with you again because you are all the best.
Thank you, Koala. It's always such a pleasure to have you here. I think I don't know what our plan is for next week. We'll definitely have a show and do something, I'm sure, for sure, 100%. Carly, thanks for coming back and hanging out with us again. It's always great to see you. And until next time, shall we say it together, Leigh-A? May you always find love, water, and shade. Bye.
Can I say one last thing? We just nearly hit our goal. We just nearly hit our target goal.
You did?
Right. We almost hit the target goal.
Oh
so,
my God. Well, we have to hang on for just
you can
5
see
more
that.
seconds.
Yeah,
I can jam for a second. So
that is insane. that is insane. Yeah. Insane.
Wow. Okay, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play our outro.
That's a good idea.
And then if it funds, you send us a message real fast, and then we'll pop in.
I'm just going to leave this up and then
Koala!
Here it goes.
Live! And we've got the first 8 backers.
Congratulations! You've got a Kickstarter, a successful Kickstarter.
You guys are just too much.
That's amazing! Congratulations, Koala. How does it feel?
I can't even speak now.
Oh.
Well, I think it just goes to show that you should never doubt your abilities and how much your work is appreciated by everyone in this fandom.
Yeah.
You're all amazing. I love you all so much. I'm going to be such a happy mess for the rest of the day.
Well, you deserve it. Much, much love. Okay, we're gonna let you go so you can just like sob, ugly cry in private. Okay. Thank you everyone for being a part of this awesome day and for putting the Kickstarter over the edge right to start. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week.
Bye.
I'm just messaging Scout, just going.
We got 9 backers.
All right.